The 7 best free AI tools in 2026. Now, almost every AI tool worth talking about right now has a paid plan, and the marketing around those paid plans is quite aggressive. You see the features, you see what the tool can do, and the assumption becomes that the free version is just watered down teaser designed to get you to upgrade. Now, that is true for some tools, but not all of them. There are AI tools available right now in 2026 where the free tier is genuinely functional, not a trial, not a limited preview, but a version you can build a real workflow around without spending a dollar. And in some cases, the free version of one tool outperforms the paid version of a competitor. Now, the problem is figuring out which free tools are actually worth your time and which ones are totally free because they're not good enough to charge for. Now, that distinction matters because the AI tool landscape is quite crowded and testing everything yourself takes more time than most people have. Now, that is what I did. I tested the most talked about free AI tools available right now, used them on real tasks, and identified the 7 that deliver genuine value at zero cost. Now, for each one, I will tell you what it does, what the free tier actually gives you, where it falls short, and what the best paid alternative is. Now, if you eventually need more, by the end of this video, you will have a clear practical toolkit that you can start using today without entering a credit card number. Now, before we get into this list, let me explain how I approached this. There are 100 of AI tools with free tiers. So I applied a specific filter to narrow the list down to the 7 most useful ones. First, the free tier has to be genuinely usable for real work and not just a one-time trial or a severely limited preview that becomes unusable after 10 minutes. Secondly, the tool had to solve a problem that most people actually have, not a niche use case that only applies to a small audience. And thirdly, the output quality on the free tier had to be competitive with what's available, meaning a free tool that produces mediocre results did not make the list, but just because it's free. I also want to be upfront that free in the AI tool space almost means free up to a usage limit. Most of these tools are going to have monthly caps on how much you can use them before they ask you to upgrade. I'll tell you what those limits are for each tool so you'll know what you're actually getting. Now, the first and foremost tool is, of course, the one that people have already tried but may not be using to its full potential, ChatGPT. Now, ChatGPT's free version is now running on GPT 4o mini, and it is significantly more capable than the free tier was even a year ago. For writing assistance, brainstorming, summarizing different documents, and just basic conversation, you can use this amazingly. The free version handles all of these at a quality level that is genuinely useful for everyday tasks. Now, the limitation on the free tier is real, but it's quite manageable in my opinion. You don't get access to the full GPT-4o model, which means complex reasoning tasks and very long document analysis produce weaker results than paid versions. You also have usage limits during peak hours, and the tool will occasionally ask you to wait or switch to a slower model when demand is high. And you don't get access to advanced features like custom GPTs, the more powerful image generation, or the deep research mode. Now, for most people using ChatGPT for writing content creation and general assistance, the free tier covers the majority of daily use cases. Now, the paid plus plan at around $20 per month is worth it if you're hitting the usage limits regularly or if you need the stronger reasoning capability for complex analytical tasks. Then, moving on, we have another great AI with a free tier, and it is called Claude. Now, Claude is made by Anthropic, and it's a tool that consistently surprises people who try it for the first time after only having used ChatGPT. Now, the free tier of Claude runs on Claude Sonnet, which is a strong mid-tier model that outperforms many paid alternatives on writing quality, nuance, and following complex instructions. Now, where Claude's free tier particularly stands out is in long form writing and document analysis. Pretty much goes ahead and handles all of the longer context windows than ChatGPT's free tier, which means you can paste in longer documents and get more coherent analysis. Its writing output tends to feel more natural and has formulaic than ChatGPT on comparable tasks. The free tier does have a daily usage limit. You will hit a cap after a certain number of messages, and the tool will ask you to wait until the next day or upgrade to Claude Pro at $20 per month. Now, for casual to moderate use, the free tier is quite enough, but for heavy daily use, you will likely hit the limit. So, the best use case for Claude's free tier is anything that requires careful, nuanced writing, drafting sensitive communications, analyzing a contract or document, and writing content that needs to match a specific tone. Then, moving on, the next platform that we're going to be talking about is called Perplexity. Now, Perplexity is the free tool that most people have not heard of but should be using immediately. It is a totally AI powered search engine that answers questions by pulling from current web sources and citing them directly in response. So think of it as the middle ground between a search engine and a chatbot. You get a synthesized, readable answer rather than a list of links. Now, the free tier gives you unlimited standard searches and a limited number of what Perplexity calls pro searches per day, currently around 5, which uses a more powerful model and does deeper research. The paid Pro plan at $20 a month removes the daily limit on Pro searches and gives you access to more powerful underlying modes, including GPT-4o and Claude. So, for heavy researched users, that is worth it. For everyone else, the free tier covers daily research efficiently. An AI that is pretty on the side. Now, Canva has been around long enough that some people overlook it when you're talking about their AI, but its free tier now includes a meaningful set of AI features that make it one of the most practically useful free tools for anyone who needs to create visual content. Now, the free tier is going to include Magic White, an AI text generator built directly into the editor, background remover, Magic Resize, and even text to image. Now, the main limitation on the free tier is the watermark on certain premium assets and the restricted access to the full template library. So work within the free template and asset library, and those limitations do not affect your output quality. Moving on to the next and foremost tool, we have Otter.ai. Now, Otter.ai is an AI transcription and meeting notes tool, and its free tier is one of the most generous in this category. You get 300 minutes of transcriptions per month, real-time transcriptions during live meetings, and the ability to import audio files for transcriptions all at no cost. The paid plan starts at $16.99 per month and add more monthly minutes, advanced AI features, and team collaboration features. And for most individual users, the free 300 minutes per month is quite sufficient for even 2 to 4 hours or meetings quickly or weekly. Then moving on, we have another great one, Gamma AI. And this is the one that students are going to know the most, because Gamma AI is an AI presentation tool that most people have not encountered yet, and its free tier is genuinely impressive. You describe what you want, and your presentation is made. Select a visual style, and Gamma generates a complete design presentation. And no starting from a blank slide, no wrestling with formatting, and no design decisions required. The limitation is customization depth because Gamma's presentation follows its own design scheme, which is clean and professional but not fully flexible. So for presentations that need to match strict band guidelines, with custom fonts and precise layout control, you will eventually need to move the content into a more traditional tool. And finally, we have ElevenLabs. Now, you've probably heard of ElevenLabs as well, which is the leading AI voice generation platform. The free tier is going to give you 10,000 characters. You can use their full voice library and even clone your voice. The main limitation beyond the character cap is that the free tier does not include voice cloning, the feature that lets you create an AI voice that sounds like you specifically. Now, that feature requires a paid plan, but for using the existing voice library, the free tier is fully functional. Now, the 7 best free AI tools available right now are ChatGPT's free tier for general writing and assistance, Claude's free tier for nuanced long-form writing and document analysis, Perplexity for real-time research, Canva for visual content creation, Otter.ai for meeting transcription, and Gamma AI for AI-generated presentations, and ElevenLabs for high-quality voice gen. Between these, you have AI assistants for everything. The right approach is to start with the one or two that address your most immediate need and get comfortable with them and add others as you identify gaps. So start there and the tools are already when you are. So that is pretty much about it for this video. Thank you for watching till the end, and I'll see all of you next time. Have a great day. Goodbye.